2010 was the year of the Eurozone debt crisis. Despite the huge multilateral support, however, 2011 could be equally volatile, uncertain and potentially threatening to the entire Euro project. Here to discuss this, David Bloom, Global Head of FX Strategy at HSBC. David, good to have you back.
Hi.
What's going to be the seminal moment for the Euro in 2011, do you think? What's going to happen?
Well, I don't think there has been a seminal moment, and I wouldn't describe 2010, unfortunately, as a European problem, because we had a UK problem with the election, if you remember that. We had a US problem with QE2, and we moved into another European problem. So the problem is we have rotating sovereign debt between the three countries. So yes, we've got a problem with Europe, and I think the market will keep attacking the euro in the first quarter or so. But you can already get battle fatigue unless we go on to bigger things and we move on to Portugal and Spain, which I don't really think is going to happen. Then that could die off.
But David, let's face it. The last few weeks, given what we've heard from Spain, given what we've heard out of Portugal, this morning on Ireland, it hasn't hit the euro too badly.
Not at all.
Why is that?
Because
is it not big enough, this?
No, it is big enough, but we've got something else out there called the dollar. Right. And we've had QE2, and the US solution to all of this was get another credit card to pay off your last credit card. Let's do another $1 trillion package. At least the Europeans are facing up to the harsh reality of their problems, and the US is the reserve currency of the world and is using that to its advantage by having yet another fiscal policy. They've got to wake up to reality as well at some point. So this is a big problem for Europe, but we could gravitate into a fiscal problem in the second half of next year into the US.
We talked about this just before we came in. This idea of reduced risk appetites, people reining in the short positions on the euro. Is that part of this at all right now?
Well, yes, it is part of it, but we had everyone and their dog going short of the dollar before QE2. We're 142.50. 3 days later, apparently there's a problem in Ireland, and everybody then started selling the euro. The problem is we haven't got strategic ideas in the market. We trade on news flow, and everyone's become a spot trader. So you're absolutely right. It's got so much to do with positioning.
What's it going to take next year to knock the euro back significantly, and how low could we go?
Well, we're saying 125.
Okay.
That this problem will just, the market's attacking Europe and it'll keep going, and people will keep talking about who's next and the domino effect. But ultimately, we think the euro's here to stay. We don't believe in this breakup scenario at all. And thank goodness for that, because our forecast 9 months ago was 135. So at least we got something right. Dollar yen, something else. So it's the same story. By the end of next year, we could be up at 140 again.
What do we need to see from policymakers next year? To restore confidence. Well, let's start with Europe.
Well, we need to see, they've just amended the treaty, and I think you've got to realise for all of them to get together and amend the treaty is quite a big feat. I think we need to see that Germany really is in favour of this project, whatever happens. And I think the market thinks the Germans have wavered a little bit.
All right, that's Europe. What are the top trades for next year, would you say? Your HSBC's top trades? Well, developed and emerging markets.
Well, one of the top trades is NOK. We think it's absolutely fantastic. People have bought the Swiss franc, they've bought Canada, they've talked about commodity trades. The NOK is absolutely brilliant. Current account surplus, budget surplus, and it hasn't had the rally you've had in Swissy or even Canada. That's a fantastic trade. The one we really don't like is Aussie. We think that's everyone suddenly got bullish at 1. The time to be bullish was at 80. And it's got an overvalued property sector and a banking sector that's over-leveraged into it. So we don't like Aussie, we like NOK. EM, still fantastic, but nobody's that clever to say, buy one, leave this one alone. Because there's going to be a problem somewhere, where there'll be a flood in one country, a drought in another, and on average, everything will go well. And I think you've got to hold a basket, LATAM, Asia, of EM currencies. Don't try and be too cutesy on this one.
Right.
Take the basket.
Very quickly, back on the NOK, how long can that trade run, do you think?
Forever.
Really?
It's the greatest currency in the world.
No, but
seriously, I think about Rip van Winkle. If you were to go to sleep in the corner for 7 years and wake up, what currency do you want in your pocket? NOK. That's fantastic currency. 3
biggest risks for next year, globally?
I think emerging market inflation. That's a big problem that we've got, especially with low rates going on. There are different issues. I mean, obviously, if Asia doesn't keep growing the way it does, and we've got the Eurozone breakup, people talking about that, I don't believe in it. And we've got possibly a fiscal problem in the US and a dollar sell-off that could be quite vicious. So the world is still full of risks everywhere you look, and this is the problem. I check under my bed every night before I go to sleep.
Just very quickly to finish up, you mentioned dollar yen and your call on dollar yen.
Yes.
What is your call on dollar yen next year?
Well, our call on dollar yen is still for it to move up again to 95, but I'm getting a bit bored with getting that wrong. I mean, maybe I should flip over. So I've seen something in my analysis has obviously been wrong, because I keep thinking dollar yen has to go up and it keeps going lower. And I'm asking myself, who's the natural seller of yen? And it doesn't look like there's anybody at the moment. So we're wavering in our view about the yen weakening. And we've been, I have to admit, on that one, we've been wrong.
Okay. Thanks a lot, David.
Thanks for bringing it up.
You brought it up. All right, David Bloom from HSBC. Stay tuned to Insider for news and market updates on the hour, every hour. Of course, our exclusive with Dominic Strauss-Kahn yesterday on the platform. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.